Hey ladies, welcome to Creme Intimate's Bedtime Stories. It's your girl Jasmine Love. So yes, I'm going to be hosting you this evening. Now let me go ahead and give you a heads up. You may hear my little co-host in the background. Yes, baby girl. If you hear her talking, laughing, playing, that's my little co-host, because the reality is I can't find the perfect moment to record. So, as us mothers do, we just make it work. We have to multitask. So, yeah, you may hear baby girl in the background, but just think of it as that's my little co-host. Look, it's reality. That's how it is these days. And I cannot keep up with the Joneses. We just got to make it happen. We got to get it how we get it, right? But yes, thank you so much for tuning into this first episode of Bedtime Stories, the podcast edition. Now on Bedtime Stories, what we do is we have Unfiltered. Unfiltered conversations and discussions about all things womanhood, sex, and marriage, and anything in between there, all catered towards women of faith like yourself. Now, we will have some more risque topics to come. Yes, we want to talk about sex. We want to talk about maintaining a healthy sex life in our marriages, should I say. We want to talk about different things to do to keep our bodies healthy inside and out, and ensuring that our self-care in this season is at an all-time high. Because as our sister said, when we take care of ourselves, everybody else around us will naturally benefit from it. So though we have so much on the horizon tonight, we are going to talk about our marriages. Yes, almost a more serious topic, because this is my favorite time of the year, and I was recently reminded of a challenge and podcast that we did about 2 years ago. It was called Let the Bad Leaves Fall Challenge. And in that, we looked at all the things that were holding us back from our truest potential, or looking at the things that were weighing us down so much that we would not be able to sustain our future. The thing is, as we look around and we see the leaves changing and the leaves falling, God bless my husband and all these leaves in our lawn right now, but we see that happening. And if you look at it in a spiritual realm, it's really just a preparation for the next season. See, the thing is with trees, they realize that they are about to enter into a cold season. The weather is changing. The warning sign is there. Look, something is about to happen. So they're like, well, let me prepare. What can I do to prepare for this next season? I need all my energy to withhold the winter months, because I know winter is going to drain the mess out of me. So let me let go of the things that are draining me. Let go of the burdens that I can no longer carry. Let go of the things that no longer serve a purpose in my life. Let me allow these bad leaves to fall. So in that challenge, we identified everything bad, or everything that just was a hindrance. Maybe it's not horrible, but it's just a hindrance. It's no longer needed. And I want us to do that in our marriages, to start looking at the things that are blocking us. See, here's the thing. A lot of times we approach too many of our frustrations, our situations, our obstacles, our dilemmas within our marriages with our physical eyes. So we go attacking, we go responding, we react in a natural way, in our physical, in our flesh. And a lot of times when we do that, we may cause more harm than we do good, because we're fighting the best way we know how. We are addressing things the best way we know how. I don't know why you're doing this. I don't like it. You're getting on my nerve. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking a step back and saying, God, what do you need me to see in this season? God, activate my spiritual eyes. Allow me to see what is going on. Allow me to be the woman that you need me to be for your son in this season. When we approach things in the spiritual, That's when breakthrough happens. That's when covering happens. That's when deliverance and sustaining happens. But when we continue to fight our battles with our physical fist, okay, there is never going to be a good outcome. It's going to be more nagging. It's going to be more tension. Things that you don't identify and don't understand why these things are wrong. Why are we just on two separate pages? Why are we not clicking? Like, what's going on? Because we are approaching it in our physical sense. See, I was recently reminded of the fact that we often forget that being a wife, as beautiful as it is, as rewarding as it is, as much as a goal as it is for a lot of people, being a wife is an assignment. We have been assigned, we have been created specifically to be a helper, a mate that is suitable for our partner. Remember, when God made Eve for Adam, he said, I'm making someone that could be his helper. Are we helping this man or are we hindering this man? As long as we approach in the physical, we are going to hinder. As long as we approach in the spiritual, we are going to be the helper that is suitable for him. So continue to ask God, how can I pour in? What can I do? How can I cover? How can I be the wife that you need me to be for your son? Our job is not to nag. Our job is not to apply more pressure. They have enough doing that in the world. Our men, our black men, have so much to prove, have so much to carry in society. When they come home, baby, that's supposed to be their safe place, where they should be able to feel vulnerable. They should feel loved, not judged, not that they have to prove themselves, but free, okay? But when we are continuing to apply that pressure, we are becoming more of a hindrance than we are of a helper. Look at the things that you are holding on to that are hindering you or prohibiting you from being able to be your man's helper. The disappointments, the judgments, the frustrations, the misunderstandings, the flaws, the lack of forgiveness, those things, those bad leaves, the things that you need to let go, unrealized expectations. What are the bad leaves that you need to allow to fall so that you can be your husband's perfect mate, your husband's helper in this season? We can't expect them to be strong all the time. Sometimes we got to man up and be the strong one while they get themselves together. I asked God the other day, how can I be the perfect helper for my husband? Like, teach me how to love him the way you need me to love him. You know, Music Soul Child has that song, like, teach me how to love God. How am I supposed to love this man? And you know what he said? You love him the way that I love you. My perfect love, my forgiving love, my patient love, my understanding love, my graceful love. You love him the way that I love you because I am the perfect example of love. I am love. God is love. But we cannot extend that grace. We cannot have that, what's the word? We can't have that unconditional heart if we're constantly fighting in the physical or in our flesh. Because it's always a reason to pop off when you in your flesh. But when you take a step back and look at the situation with your spiritual eyes, that's when you become the perfect helper for your husband, for your spouse, for your man, for your boo, okay? So yes, look at the bad leaves. Look at the things that are stopping you from being the woman that God created you to be for your family. Look at the things that are stopping you from seeing the way you need to see. Take away the distractions. Take away the disappointments. Take away the pressure. Let the bad leaves fall so that you will have room enough, okay, to receive, that you can carry the weight that you need to carry so that you can stand strong even in the winters, so that when the springtime comes, when it's time for blossom, when it's time for fruition, you will have enough room to receive. As long as you continue holding on to these bad leaves, ain't gonna be no room for nothing good to happen. We have to stop making every situation about us. Maybe it's not about you right now in this season. Maybe it's about you just being a friend for your partner, being that lover, being that homie, being that covering, being the spiritual head if you need to, being who he needs you to be in this season. Stop making it about you. Allow the bad leaves to fall and love that man the way that God loves you.